Haynes, I know that this is an exhibition for the fans, and you only played like a half, but kind of what was your takeaway from getting out in front of some fans for the first time this spring and getting to throw the ball around a little bit?
It's always fun, especially in the spring, getting to showcase what you've done, what you've been working on, especially with the offense. With coming off from that season we had last year, like what have we improved on? And after they took me out, I was a little mad. I wanted to keep playing, but after that, I was like, screw this. I'm just try to go signal or something. I want to do something. End up messing up once. Got one of them screwed up. Messed Leo up on one of them. But other than that, I felt like it went pretty good, pretty smooth, and a lot of our guys had fun.
Zeke, you have pretty much a whole new defensive coaching staff. Can you talk a little bit about what you guys learned new, what's changes you noticed, and kind of how you feel coming out of spring with regard to kind of the progress you've made or where you're at?
Really, we made some big changes with the coaching staff. So I love all them guys. We dialed up a new package, being able to have that 4 down, me and Horace inside, and Josh Robinson and Kevin Harris on the outside is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with this spring and this coming season. We had a lot of guys that stepped up in the program as well. So just seeing how the plays can develop us to make plays this season and this spring is definitely good.
Excellent.
Haynes, in the spring game, what are you looking for the most, whether you're trying to improve on something, or like what is it that your focus is on during the spring game?
This spring game, my focus was on completion percentage and turnover ratio. The higher your completion percentage is up, obviously gives chances to more guys to make plays, get the ball in their hands to make plays, get them in space. And then the turnover ratio, as long as that's down, more chances we're going to have as an offense. And people seeing how explosive that is.
King, just talk a little bit about the QB room today. Absolutely played well. Zach Pyron, freshman, got in there. Aaron Fowler was throwing balls all over. Ben Guthrie had some really good throws as well. Just talk about just the merge of that QB room alongside yourself.
It's growing every day, We're all pretty tight. We all compete every day. It doesn't matter if we're bench pressing, squatting, going to meetings. We're all competing, but we're having fun at the end of the day. And those guys, all of them played well. From me, Pyron, Philo, to Graham, Guthrie, all of them. That's just what it is. And heck, who else got in? With Brody and Colson Brown. All of it, they're just showcasing their abilities, their talents that we've seen all spring, but not everybody sees on a daily basis, going into games. Because at the end of the day, probably about 80% of games, there's only one quarterback that plays, And to get them out there and competing and showing what they can do is just it actually puts a smile on your face, and everybody rooting for them and seeing what they can do it's just a special moment out there.
This question is kind of for both of you guys. And Haynes, from your perspective, when you're looking at the defense, which defender is giving you the most problems when you're out there? And then the same thing for you, Zeke, on the offensive, maybe even on the line. Which of the offensive linemen or offensive players are giving you guys the most problems?
People giving me the most problems is probably up front. Just basically because I'm not looking at them. It's more of a feel. And when those guys give you trouble and they're in your face or their arms are coming up, matching your hand, trying to bat the ball down, that stuff's hard and it gets frustrating because you're like, I got a man open, I throw it, I'm like, that's going to be money, and it gets tipped. And, you get a little mad. And that's probably the most frustrating right there. Just those,
watch him
yeah.
smile.
Those guys causing havoc, and you just got to find ways to get it over them, between her hands, whatever it is. Just got to find a way.
And for me, obviously, this guy, trying to chase him down every practice, takes a lot out of you. He's faster than it looks on TV. Then, obviously, Jamal Haynes, shifty running back, low to the ground, so you got to be patient, get there. And up front, I'd say Weston and Joe Fusel, definitely. They work well together, very experienced together, so definitely them two.
Garrett.
On that same note, guys, who are some of the young players who you've seen build up in the spring and then today? Freshmen, newcomers, things like that, who stood out to you guys the most in the spring?
Yeah. For me, Cade Adams, he stepped up a lot. We call him Spice, but Spice Adams. I'd say Ayo had a pretty good day. And then on the back end, I like Tajay, number 15. He had a good day as well. And I'd say I like to see Tay Seymour stepping up some more too. He's doing good.
Kelly.
All right, Haynes, tell me about Chris Elko, and it's very funny to see him have like this huge day, and it's a guy that most people outside the program have never heard of.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. It was fun. Everybody was rooting him on. A couple of times I talked with him, and, he was kind of struggling mentally. I just need a chance, just want a chance. And for me to see that and for him to finally get it and he make the most of it is just outstanding. Everybody, Elko, every time he called it, oh my God, it was that. And then that before the end of the half, that play, oh my God, he stuck the ball out, scored right there, just ridiculous. It's just Elko right there.
Anything else? Chad?
Haynes, what's the message to the team now going into the summer, getting ready for summer ball?
The first one is the standard, and we got to hold everybody to the standard. And the second one is details, because we might have a good play called and somebody be open, but something just not happen. Well, now you got to go back and you got to look at details, like what was it, what made that play not happen. Because at the end of the day, if you can make about 4 or 5 game-changing big chunk plays, you have a really good chance of winning that game. And other than that, it's just details. We don't want to take losses offensively, minimize the losses, minimize the turnovers, and details fit into that. And then going into summer workouts, just holding the standard and accountability of what we are as a team.